Hey everyone, and welcome to the Pagan Perspective Tuesday. I'm Patrick, and I'm going to be subbing for Cara. So we have a two-parter this week, and it's all about families, relationships, and your path. Our first question comes from the Kawaii Kitty. Sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. But her question is, it's a really long one, so I'm just going to sum it up. It's all about the holidays. If you are two different religions, your husband and you are two different religions, how do you go about celebrating holidays? And she says that her husband thinks it will be too confusing for the kids. Well, first off, I want to say from the ages of 1 to 5, children don't really understand the idea of a holiday. All they realize is that they're getting presents or that there's a lot of people around. So I don't really see the whole confusion idea. But my solution for having different holidays would have to be to teach your kid each side and let them explore it for themselves. But from the ages, like I said, from 1 to 5 years old, they're not going to really understand the idea of the holiday. You know, it's more about the celebration for them. They're not going to really be understanding what the holiday is all about. So I actually have a couple of friends who come from different backgrounds, and none of their kids from this age, I mean, a lot of my friends' kids aren't past the age of 5 yet, but all of their kids don't have a problem with adapting two different religions. And I'm talking about whether you're Catholic and your husband's Jewish, or you're pagan and, you know, your wife is Catholic. I've never really had or seen any problems with a kid being confused. They might have questions when they get older, you know, why do we have a Christmas tree but we also celebrate Yule? One person that I think really has a good view on it is Flora over at Charming Pixie Flora, her YouTube channel. She also has a book on celebrating different occasions in, you know, different holidays and Sabbats, and I know that they do an Easter egg hunt every year, but it's an Ostara hunt. I think it's just finding that nice balance, and I think that you both have to respect each other's backgrounds and heritages, so your child has a choice to choose, you know, where they want to go in the future, because you never know what your child is going to want. But I don't have a kid, so I really can't go into too much detail about that subject. So I hoped that helped a little bit. The next question is from Anna871440, and her question is, do you have any ideas on how to get your partner to accept your religion? My husband was raised Catholic, but doesn't currently practice. I have tried to explain my beliefs to him, but he thinks anything pagan is evil. Do you have any advice? Well, right away, I have so much personal experience in this situation. I have a friend right now who is married and who is going through the exact same thing. The first thing that I have to say before I go any further with this video and with this question is that I feel very strongly of being open and 100% with your partner. And the fact that you jump into a relationship like that, like marriage, if you are married, your husband should be well aware of your practices and your beliefs, and you should also be aware of his views on your belief, because marriage is all about understanding and acceptance and a partnership. And if your husband or you aren't being completely honest about your beliefs or your practices, then you shouldn't be married in the first place, because, you know, you shouldn't even be talking to someone. If you are truly devout in that sense that, you know, this is my belief and I'm not willing to change it, then why are you married to someone who isn't a supporter of your belief? Now, the best way that I can say to get them to understand, because trust me, from personal experience, once you're married, it's a lot harder to get them to accept something, especially if it's kind of out of nowhere and it's a change. Because they feel like you've lied to them or you've wronged them or you've kind of put them out, you know, like you didn't share this information. Now, if he knew before you guys got married and then you got married and now he's saying that it's evil and he doesn't want you to be that way, Now that's a different situation, and that means that you two both, I think, need to sit down and have a talk about your beliefs. One way to get someone to understand is just like in the last video that we did about your friends not understanding your beliefs, or your parents and family members not understanding your beliefs, is by sitting them down and really helping them to understand. But remember, they have to have an open mind as well as you have to have an open mind. So you're going to have to be able to sit there and explain, okay, this is what it's about. There's no devil in the craft. You know, there is no dark side. Well, there is a darker side, but there's no dark side. It's not like you're worshiping Satan or anything, or killing animals or doing anything like that. And you also need to be willing to listen to his argument and understand his side of the story. So, like I said, marriage is a partnership. You both have to be understanding and accepting of each other's beliefs. There really is no... You can't really force a belief or a religion on someone. You can't change someone's mind if they're set on one belief, but there is a way to understand each other. I have a friend who is spiritual, but she is not religious at all, and her husband is a very devout Catholic, and they have a great relationship. He goes to church every Sunday, she doesn't, she stays home, and they both do their own thing, they both practice their own way, and they've never had a problem. And he doesn't believe that she's evil, she doesn't believe that he is, you know, crazy for believing in something that she doesn't believe in. I think that you can have a very happy and fulfilling relationship and not have the same beliefs there. So I think it's all about just understanding your partner and accepting them on that behalf, and really letting them know what you're doing, how you're doing it, and if they don't accept you and it's something that really is making you fulfilled and it's making you a better person, clearly he's not practicing right now. So it's not like he's going to church every Sunday or getting fulfillment from his belief or from his religion. And I do the quotations because he's not practicing. He's not, as I would say, a devout member of the church. So why is it up to him to tell you that your beliefs are evil? And if he's not willing to accept that, then maybe you guys need to find some relationship counseling. I know that my friend is dealing with that right now. I have a cat clawing to get outside. Come here. Come on up. Come out. And now he's scared of the wind, so I don't know. But yeah, so I would definitely recommend, if you're having troubles with figuring out how to raise your children, celebrate neutral holidays. I mean, to me, when I was growing up, Christmas had nothing to do with church. It was a celebration. It was a time to bring the family together. It was more of bringing everyone together and having a good time. But you can still call it Christmas, still have a Christmas tree, and do the same traditions. For Easter, I grew up where Easter was never a part of church. Sorry, it's really windy, so I'm sorry if you can't hear me. But it was never a part of church. We just did it separately. And then once the child is old enough, by the ages of 6 or 7, you can let them decide, you know, or I mean, the holidays don't land on the same days. I think the only ones that really do are like Samhain and Halloween, and there's not, you know, you can, the only difference is you're going to have an altar. You can do all the same things. You can have a Yule tree, which doubles as a Christmas tree. You can do an Ostara egg hunt instead of an Easter egg hunt, or do both. It really is up to the family, and it's all about kind of sitting there and sitting down and working out what's best and what's most comfortable for you two. And your kids are going to choose what they want to later on, just like you guys have chosen. And it's up to you guys to give your children as many outlets as possible. As far as being in a relationship where someone thinks your beliefs are evil, you really need to sit down with your partner and help them to understand your beliefs. And I'm sure that once you actually explain it to them and let them understand, then they'll be completely accepting, because there is definitely nothing wrong with your beliefs or your religion. just like there's nothing wrong with your partner's beliefs or religion. And you guys really need to come to an understanding. And if you guys can't, you definitely need to sit down and try to think of a way to work things out, because you really cannot have, or you can have a relationship where you have two different religions. You can't have a relationship where one of you thinks the other one's evil or what they're doing is evil, because it's always going to cause problems. So I know I don't have a lot of experience on having children or really being in a relationship where they don't understand. But I do have friends who are going through the same thing, so I hope this video helped, and sorry about the wind. But anyways, love and light, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.